I do hard things every day. They may not always seem hard from the outside, but for me, in this mind, in this body, they are. And I do them anyway. Some people say I'm taking the easy way out, that applying for disability is somehow giving up or choosing an easier path. And those words, yeah, they make me angry and ashamed. Sometimes they even make me feel like a failure. But more than all of that, those words make me afraid. Because if this is the easy way out, if this is the path with less struggle, less pain, less stress, then what am I fighting for? It's the middle of February, bitter cold, and I am horrified by the fact that I will be technically homeless in 5 days. I'm in my apartment with some people who love me as they help me to deal with my belongings. Some go into boxes for storage, but more goes into the dumpster behind the building. And I'm frantically trying to make the choices I have to make about what I will keep. It's hard to make those choices, to let things go. But even worse is every moment in which I am deprived of the chance to choose. But as people who love me whirl around the apartment in a tornado of good intentions, I no longer have the strength or ability to intervene. My body has reached its limit. The same body that wasn't able to work to protect me from being in this situation. Each item, each memory, each little treasure, now in a black trash bag, being carried away from me by someone I love who is only trying to show that they love me too. If I had been able to work, I would never have had to make these choices. I would never have been told I would have to leave my home. I would never have been in a position where I have to choose between keeping a memory of a loved one from long ago and accepting the love in front of me now. No one can tell me that this is the easy way out. I'm rushing around my apartment trying to get things ready for tomorrow when I'm moving the remainder of my belongings out. I'm packing cat supplies because tomorrow is also the day I bring my 2 cats to my friend's home where they'll live until I have stable housing again. I am so tired and I want nothing more than to crawl into bed with my cats. Tears in my eyes, I bend over my sleeping baby boys and I kiss them on top of their little heads right between their soft ears. And I say, I'm so sorry, babies. I have too much to do. I'll love you extra in a few months, I promise. And I spend the entire night packing and sorting. It's 4 months later and my best friend is driving me to my brother's house. My cats are meowing in their carriers in the back seat and I'm sitting in the passenger seat as the hot tears and panicked shaking keep taking over my body. We pull up at my brother's house and my body begins to reject reality. She puts the car in park and I say, wait, because I can't do this. Once I bring them inside, they start their new life and leave me behind, and I can't do it. And as I hyperventilate, my best friend takes my hand and crying tears of her own right alongside me, she says, you can do this. She takes Rudy's carrier and I pick up Monroe's and I give the 2 little beings who hold my whole heart away. On her couch later that night, I come back into my body and I scream. This shouldn't have happened. I should have been able to work. I should have been able to keep my home. I should have been able to keep them. This wasn't supposed to happen. But illness is never planned. Disability is never supposed to happen. I am living the reality of its unpredictable destruction of the life I had planned to live. This process has been filled with pain and trauma and heartbreak. It is hard work every day to keep resources, to keep making ends meet, to keep hope, to keep surviving. No part of this is giving up. No part of this is easy. There has not been a single night where I don't think about how I gave up the last night I could have slept next to my cats. There's not been a single time where I crawled into bed without wishing it was that night instead, wishing I could trade, desperate to go back in time and hold them as my own, to just kiss their noses. And instead of making a promise that I didn't know I would be forced to break, I would tell them, "You're right, it's time for bed." And I would hold them close to my heart as I fell asleep. This was not a choice. I would never have chosen this. I would never have chosen to have all of my treasured sentimental items thrown away. I would never have chosen to lose my home. I would never have chosen any path ever that would take away the life I was so excited to work towards. So, to everyone who thinks that this is the easy way out, the lazy choice, or the path of least resistance, this is the hardest thing I have ever had to live through. But I keep living through it because the choice I have made is not taking the easy way out. The choice I have made and continue to make every goddamn day is to continue trying to find my way through. Because in spite of everything, I somehow still have hope that it's not my forever. So I keep going. Not because it's easy, but because the one thing I know I will always be capable of in this body is trying just as hard again tomorrow. Thanks.